Hi, Patrick here. Have Cheetah Will View. Welcome to day 19 of the 31 days of Halloween. So far, through the first 18 days, we have covered 18 films. But for today, I decided to do something a little different. Now, some of you who watch my library haul videos, they have seen me comment about some of the books I get. And some of the books I get include a series of books. The Prey books, the Lucas Davenport series, written by John Sandford. He writes 4 different characters or 4 different series. Well, really just 3, and it might be just 2. I'm looking at his bibliography, and it looks like the Virgil Flowers series may be taking a hiatus, and he is pushing the Letty Davenport series. And the kids series, which he wrote, all these books are all one universe, and he has not written a kid story in forever, since 2003. But he features these characters throughout his series, even if they don't have a brand new book out, but the characters are in the series. And one of the things that John Sandford does too with his series is that not everything is always wrapped up cleanly in a book. A lot of times, especially detective books, cop books, or what have you, spy books, everything's all written up, in a nice, here it is, here's the book, start, middle, and finish. But Sandford does not do that. He will go ahead and write a book, have the villain get away, or even come back for revenge, but he will bring the character back. He has done that many times before, probably the most famously with the assassin Claire Rinker, which is one of the more interesting villains that he has faced. But the 2 parts I'm going to be talking about today is from 2013, Silken Prey, and which showed a corrupt U.S. senator trying to cheat her way into a seat by framing her competitor with child porn. During the course of the investigation, some people end up dead, and the woman senator, Taryn Grant, manages to get away. Everybody that could have stood against her is gone. So that's one that got away. Or did she? Because in 2018, John Sandford decided to bring her back in Twisted Prey. And this came out in 2018. This came out in 2013. So 5-year difference between the characters. But he is obviously that Davenport had, he needed some closure. So John Sandford said, okay, let's do that. And like I said before, he does that with a lot of his characters. And I gotta say, this is a really good 1-2 punch. And now, how is this horror? You might ask. Well, put yourself sort of like in a true crimes type of scenario. Imagine being a politician and finding yourself framed for child pornography. Not a good thing, right? That would be pretty horrible, right? All right. So, but luckily there's in Silken Prey, luckily there's a good investigator in Davenport, and he goes ahead with his team, and he decides to go after the senator for this. And this includes bringing in his character named Kid. Now, Kid and his friend Lauren, there happen to be, not only are they sharp computer hackers, but they're also awesome cat burglars. And we see that in this book. It does look like they're helping Lucas on one hand, and they're going to help themselves with the other, until Lucas lets them know toward the end of the book that he knows about that side about them. He doesn't mind. He loves the computer aspect the kids brings to the party, the expertise, but maybe not so much the cat burglar. And so he lets them know very subtly that he is aware of what they do, and he wants to partner with them, but he can't be partners with them if they're doing that sort of shenanigans. So at the end of Silken Prey, he managed to cement their friendship while Senator Grant manages to escape. Um, so this is a really fun book right here. Now, Twisted Prey is very, very fast. This is a very fast read. You can see that the pacing of this book is really fast. Um, it's a bigger book, and it moves. And this is a book that I just read these two pair. Now I've gotten, you could read these books as sort of like standalones, or you could read them in order. I mean, either way works. I've read the books sort of out of order, but I'm trying to trying to fix that. So in Twisted Prey, there's characters in here that I meet for the first time that I have already read about, and including one that sadly, that, and I mentioned this before with John Sandford, is he is not afraid to kill off characters. And this is one of the characters in this book, an important character in this book, later is killed later on in the series, which is a very sad scene, very sad. But in this book, he's important. Lucas and because by this time, he has gone from I don't think yeah, he still works for the Minnesota Bureau of Apprehension in this book, but then he ends up getting moved up to the U.S. Marshal's office in this book. So Taryn Grant, the woman who got away before, well, she wants to run for president, and so that's her ambition. But the man that she defeated the one that she tried to set up with the child porn, well, he comes back. He retains. He's still a politician, and he's been taking pot shots at Taryn Grant, and so it's starting to weaken her base. So she decides that she wants to get rid of him, and she arranges to have an assassination hit. It kills. It doesn't hurt the politician, but it kills his aide and girlfriend, and in a very clever way too, because it really is a it's a corker how they do it, and they almost get away with it. So the senator Porter Smalls, he reaches out to Davenport and he says, "I think someone tried to assassinate me. So could you look into it?" So Lucas does that. He saddles up. He goes from Minnesota to Washington D.C. and he starts investigating the attempt on Senator Smalls' life. And it's an exciting story. It's very fast paced. The villains are true villains. The heroes are true heroes. We see a little bit of everybody in this one. We see a little bit of Kid, not too much. We see a little bit of Virgil Flowers in here. And we see Letty Davenport, his daughter, who he just started a new series on. So we see the whole crew of Sandford's universe in this book when his wife becomes the target of Taryn Grant. I love this. I love this series. This is a really clever series. It's fast paced, like I mentioned before. The Lucas Davenport series carries a little bit more weight as far as it being a little bit more heavier. Virgil Flowers is, though it does, like I said, it does have its fair share of violence, but it seems to be a lot more humorous. And I have not been able to read the Letty Davenport books yet, but based on what I've seen in Twisted Prey, I think she's going to be very much like her father. I don't think there's going to be very much Virgil Flowers there. From this book here, Letty Davenport seems to be a force to be reckoned with. You can get these. At johnsandford.com. You can get these probably any used bookstores or secondary markets. Highly recommend both. All four series. Kid has 4 books. Virgil has 12. Letty has 2, and Lucas Davenport has 33 novels. This looks like the sequel to Righteous Prey, the latest book that he wrote, will be coming out in about a week or so. It'll be coming out in October 3rd, Judgment Prey. So that's a little different for 31 Days of Halloween. So this has been day 19. And thanks for watching, and we'll get back to the movies tomorrow. All right, on we go. Thanks for watching. If you're new to the channel, please consider giving us a sub. Give us a sub, give us a follow, give us a thumbs up, and more importantly, leave a comment. Let me know if you're a Lucas Davenport fan, and if they were going to do a movie today, who would you cast in it? If you know who Lucas Davenport is, or Virgil Flowers, or any of the other characters, who would you cast in a movie for Lucas Davenport? Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks so much, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.